My name is Marvelous Kumalo. I'm the spokesperson of the HARARE Metropolitan Residents Forum and as well the director of Chitungiza Residents Trust. I'll allow my colleagues to introduce themselves before we proceed with the press.
Good morning. I'm Radio Majin from Chitungiza Residents Trust. Ms. Mbarashe Moya, I'm the chairperson of the Combined HARARE Residents Association and also the chairperson of HARARE Metropolitan Residents Forum.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Masimba Manyanya. I'm the coordinator of Simkai Rural Residents Trust and in Goromonzi, and I'm also in the HARARE Metropolitan. We are also in the HARARE Metropolitan Residents Forum.
Thank you, colleagues. The purpose why we are gathered here today culminates from the proceedings that took place last week within the area of jurisdiction of the seat of HARARE, where the council had a special full council meeting on the 24th of March on Thursday and decided to appoint Mr. James Andrew Mushore as the new and substantive town clerk of the seat of HARARE. And this meeting ended around 4 p.m. On that day. Then, in about an hour or 1 hour 30 minutes later, the Minister of Local Government, Honorable Sevilla Kasukuwere, he had written and delivered a letter to the Mayor of HARARE, Councillor Ben Manyenyen, and the letter was instructing the Mayor to rescind resolution number 8 of the special full council meeting that he had appointed the town clerk. So I'll hand you over to the chairperson to read.
To rescind its decision to appoint the substantive town clerk. As the HARARE Metropolitan Residents Forum, we note and conclude, guided by the Constitution of Zimbabwe, through Section 2, which is the Supremacy Clause, which says that the Constitution is the supreme law of Zimbabwe, and any law, practice, custom, or conduct inconsistent with it is invalid to the extent of the inconsistence. It goes further in Section 2, subsection 2, to state that the obligations imposed by the Constitution are binding on every person, natural or juristic, including the state and all executive, legislative, and judicial institutions and agencies of government at every level, and must be fulfilled by them. The preamble to Chapter 14 of the Constitution on provincial and local government directs that there must be devolution of power and responsibilities to lower tiers of government in Zimbabwe. We learn from section 276, subsection 1 of the Constitution that local authorities have the right to govern and to manage the affairs of the people within the area for which they've been established. They must govern on their own initiative and have all the powers, necessary to do so. We also acknowledge that it is within this framework and spirit that the special council meeting appointed James Ndumshore as the substantive town clerk, rightfully ignoring the procedure laid down in the Urban Councils Act, taking cue from the fact that the Urban Councils Act is subservient to the Constitution, which is the supreme law of the land. We conclude by informing Minister Kasukwere that he misdirected himself by relying on section 314, subsection 1 of the Urban Councils Act, which reads, where the minister is of the view that any resolution, decision or action of a council is not in the interest of the inhabitants of the council area concerned or is not in the national or public interest, the minister may direct the council to reverse, suspend or rescind such resolution or decision, or to reverse or suspend such action. It is now common cause that the procedure is laid down in the Urban Councils Act militates against the letter and spirit of the Constitution that empowers local authorities to manage the affairs of the people within the area for which they have been established and govern on their own initiatives. Having studied and participated in this issue, we would like to categorically make clear the following. 1, that the process of appointing the town clerk was participatory, transparent, and inclusive. 2, as representative of residents of Harare, we confirm that the appointment of the new town clerk is consistent with our wishes, needs, and demands, whose weight is contained within the rights and views that we entrust the city of Harare. 3, that the appointment of the new town clerk seem not to be in the interest of the minister himself, which raises questions over issues of patronage and center local relations. 4, after the transparent and intensive selection and interview process, we are looking forward to the assumption of duty by the new and substantive town clerk for the city of Harare, and this should be done without undue interference by central government. 5, and lastly, that as residents, we have already sought the consent of the High Court, guided by the precedent set in the case of Minister Kasukwere versus Mayor Mtendi combined and 10 councillors of Guero. We are aware that the court has deemed the Urban Councils Act as unconstitutional and the minister errant at law. The minister used section 114 of the Urban Councils Act to suspend Mayor Mtendi combined and 10 councillors. And then when they approached the court said that that was unconstitutional and unprocedural and allowed the suspended mayors to resume their work. Our concerns borrow from the speed at which the minister reacted to the special council meeting, the resolution on item number 8. The meeting ended around 5. By around 6 of the same day, a letter of decision had already been delivered, which means there was a space of just an hour and a half before getting the views of the inhabitants of the area concerned, which glaringly points the fact that it is only in the interest, it is only the minister himself who is not happy with the resolution. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of our statement, and I may just enumerate the member organizations to Hamref. There is Combined Residents Association, there is Tungiza Residents Trust, there is HARARE Residents Alliance, there is Tungiza Progressive Residents Association, there is Norton Residents Alliance, there is Epwest Residents Development Association, there is Simukai Goromon's Residents Trust, Community Water Alliance. Those are the owners of the statement.
Thank you, Chairperson. So what we have done is yesterday in the afternoon, we filed a High Court application challenging the legality of some sections of the Urban Councils Act. And we are in possession of a copy, a filed copy from the High Court, which we can share with members of the press. Then we also refer to the Auditor General's previous report, where the issue of town clerks or of acting, the issue of acting town clerks or acting heads of departments was noted by the Auditor General's office that it led to most of these local authorities failing to account, and it actually created avenues for the abuse of funds and abuse of offices. So, as residents of Harare, we are also concerned. We don't want people to continue on acting capacities, be it the town clerks or other heads of departments as at the seat of Harare. Then lastly, chapter 14 of the Constitution, which deals with devolution, also seeks to remove the executive's interference in the running of local authorities. So we are still mesmerized as residents by the role that the minister still wants to mislead the nation in believing that he still has a role in the administration of local authorities, which is ultra via the provisions of the new constitution. And some of you here might be wondering, colleagues from the press, to say, what is the interest of Chitungwiza Residents Trust? What is the interest of Simkai Goromonzi and the other RAs that are mentioned in this press statement? As Chitungwiza Residents Trust, we are not apologetic. We receive some of our services from the seat of Harare. For instance, water. We draw our water from the seat of Harare. So we become an interested party because we pay our bills, our water rates to the seat of Harare. So if the seat of Harare is not well governed, it affects the residents of Chitungwiza. If Harare coughs, Chitungwiza sneezes. So we become an interested party. I'll allow colleagues to add to this before I take questions from the members of the press.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I come from a peri-urban district. Goromonzi is in the parts of an expanding city, Harare City. And as we are all aware, a lot of land there is in conflict right now as the city is acquiring a lot of land for urban housing development. As what has already been said by my colleagues, when Harare is misgoverned, areas in their peri-urban districts actually get a lot of the backlash, and we are having very serious difficulties emerging in Goromonzi as a result of problems such as this. It is in our interest as people in a peri-urban area to have the minister respect the provisions of the constitution, and I think it is not in our best interest to have the minister continuously disregard, especially chapter 14 of the constitution, which is promoting very clearly the participation of locals in matters of particularly rural local governance. So we are also mesmerized that the minister continues actually, in spite of being advised continually by people in the residents movement that what they are doing is actually contrary to what should end up as effective local governance.
I think just to add on, I think we must make it very clear that the law is not like a Bible where you just pick a verse to suit to the symbol that you want to deliver. We are dealing with the law, and we have the supreme law, which is the constitution. We cannot continue to allow the minister to pick verses from the Urban Councils Act, which we are saying is subservient to the new constitution, which is the supreme law. So that must be very clear to everyone, the minister and even the local authorities included. And we want to make this very clear to even the mayor himself that should he continue to dance to the tune of the minister when we have a clear constitution that says that they are free to run local authorities without unnecessary interference from the ministry. I think we will not take lightly to that as residents who are contributing rates consistently to the city of Harare.
Thank you, Chair.
Yeah.
We are also worried with the way 2 of our directors are in meeting capacities. It's now a year now. But we are worried that the minister might do the same, because they don't have the chamber secretary, don't have the director of housing. So I worried that the minister might do the same, and that we're stopping the council from appointing their directors as well. Yeah. So, colleagues, for those with questions or any areas that they feel they need clarity, you are free to ask those questions.
Okay, thank you very much. You mentioned that there is an application, High Court application. Is it an agent application or just an application?
Thank you. Any other questions? So that the panelists will respond at once. I'll allow the chairperson to respond. Maybe other questions might arise as we proceed.
The High Court application that was filed yesterday is not an agent chamber application. It will come through the normal role. There is no agents in this matter. The council acted in the best interest of the residents, so there is no agents of this matter.
Yeah. Maybe that's
what the respondent.
We have cited the Minister of Local Government, Public Works and National Housing as the first respondent, and then the second respondent is the City of HARARE, which is involved in the appointing of the town clerk, and then the third respondent is the Attorney General. So we've got 3 respondents in this matter, and then in terms of the applicants, that is it's Hamref.
Applicant is Hamref.
Yes.
Yeah. So the other thing why we decided not to make it an agent application is that we are challenging the legality of some sections of the Urban Councils Act, which were used, the sections that were used by the minister to rescind the special full council resolution. But at the same time, we are saying, as long as the appointed town clerk will report for duty with effect from the 1st of April, will be at no qualms with that. But if then the minister reacts to say he is blocking the resumption of duty by the town clerk as appointed, then we'll take it as an agent matter. But for now, we feel there is no agents. Any further questions, colleagues? We will share with you at the end the copy of the minister's letter and a few copies of the statement. Yes.
I think those who wanted a copy of the application, I think you can always talk to the spokesperson. He has got copies that are being run at the moment, that are being photocopied. Yeah, that's what I just talked to the spokesperson.
If there are no further questions, we thank you, colleagues, and we will be informing you of what will be transpiring as the year progresses. Thank you.